What's going on, truth seekers? Gonna recap chapter 5 and continue on. We did 4.75 pages yesterday, so probably get about the same amount done again today. We'll recap numbers 1 through 4, and then we'll go to 5 through 9. Hopefully we'll be able to knock that out in a half hour. It's raining now, hopefully you can hear me okay. So chapter 5, numbers is language 1 through 10, 11, 22, and sometimes 33. We'll recap this opening part of the chapter. The occult meaning behind numbers, especially the digits 1 through 9, known as numerology, is credited to Pythagoras of Samos, born in 580 BCE. As mentioned, Pythagoras, the Greek great, who studied in Egypt, is credited with being the father of mathematics. In his breakthrough while studying the science of numbers, he developed spiritual beliefs and theories in regards to the properties that each of the first 9 digits possess. Each number after that, in his interpretation, was a recreation of the first 9 digits. For example, the number 10, which follows 9 in numerology terms, is 1 plus 0, which equals 1. Thus, the number 10 has the same properties as the number 1. Since the time of Pythagoras, other numerologists have recognized the values of the master numbers 11, 22, and sometimes 33, which we will also discuss in this chapter. It is important to note that much of Pythagoras' teachings have been lost with time, but some are still intact, which we will discuss on in the pages ahead. As we examine the digits, we will incorporate and build on our understanding of Gematria, which is Jewish numerology. So number 1 and number 10, it symbolizes God. And if you add 1 through 10 together, it equals 55, which has numerology of 1. 5 plus 5 is 1. God is 26, 17, 55, and 10. 55 and 10 both breaking down to 1, which is why it symbolizes God. Also heaven and King James and numerology and Fibonacci also have numerology of 1, which symbolizes God. Also Satan does as well. Number 2 symbolizes time. Time, seasons, cross, all have numerology of 2. And number 3 symbolizes light. 33 is the first rep digit of 3, and the Freemasons are always say that they're seeking light, right? I has 3 letters in it, and there's a 3 in the numerology of I, and the number 5. The number 5 is the 3rd prime number. So there's a 3 and a 5 in it, just like there's a 3 and a 5 in religion, Catholic, Elohim, which is the name of God, and Creator as well. And in Genesis 3:5, it is, for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So now number 4, 44 is Cancer, clock is Cancer. So to Pythagoras, the number 4 symbolizes God. Yahweh, the name of God, is 4 letters. And it's the 10th, and Y, it begins, the Y is the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, Yod, or Yad, kind of like God. So, and Pythagoras has numerology of 4, and so does mathematics. Also, Father does as well, I believe. The Flood, Old Testament, 44. So, recap: 1 symbolizes God, 2 is time, or seasons, like a cross, 3 is light, 4 to Pythagoras is also God. The 4th astrological sign is Cancer, the 4th book of the Bible is Numbers. And also Pythagoras, the father is also 4, mathematics is also 4. Now moving on to number 5. The number 5 is the balance. It represents creation. Take a look at your hands and your 5 fingers on each. Think about them in the light of what we learned about the number 1. On your hand there are 5 fingers, and 5 more, thus 10 total, breaking down to 1, given to you by one creator. It is these hands that allow us to be creators as well. I'm using my digits at just this moment to make these words take to the page that you are now likely holding as a book, or I'm holding it as my phone. In your own 2 hands with your own 2 sets of 5 fingers. It is creation that makes all things possible. And because of our own anatomy, it is the number 5 that earns that honor of representing this important characteristic. 5 is 42 in ordinal, mankind is 42 in reverse reduction. As we discussed earlier, in Washington, D.C., the very numerological land that it is, there is a 555-foot tall Washington monument that many historians say is a phallus, and to be more specific, Osiris's phallus, who was murdered by his brother Set and cut into many pieces, with his penis being forever lost. It is the male penis that makes up half the equation of creation, and it is reported in many scientific journals. The average male unit is 5 inches, not 6 inches, which the extra inch is something many lovely ladies lust for, such as Osiris's wife, who fashioned Osiris a gold one after reconstructing his body and bringing him back to life in the wake of his murder, and giving him a brand new sparkling member, which they conceived a child with, Horus, who then avenged his father, defeating Set. This is an Egyptian myth, the most important Egyptian legend of all. If it is new to you, please look it up. Horus symbolizes the sun, and Set symbolizes Saturn, which also symbolizes Satan. We'll get to it. For a little decoding, we'll now decipher sun using ordinal gematria, and Horus using reverse ordinal. Sun is 54 in ordinal, Horus is 54 in reverse ordinal. To take it further, let's decode the word love. Knowing the sun is love, and it makes all of creation possible. Please also notice 5 is spelled with 4 letters. Love is 54 in ordinal, and 54 in reverse ordinal. The symmetry of love. To create, we must make love. It is the human way, and it is the only way. Simply put, love is the ultimate principle of creation. Consider the number 54 is broken into 5 for creation, and 4 for foundation. Thus, love is the foundation of creation, an intuitive concept. You could also say love is what brings new life into the world, and it is hate that destroys it. And appropriately, in reduction, the word new is composed of all 5s, and not by chance. The math is as follows. New is 5 plus 5 plus 5 in reduction, 3 letters long, each letter breaking down to 5. To take that thought about new, 5 plus 5 plus 5, and 5 being the number of creation further, consider again the gematria of Creator, as well as Elohim, the name for God, the architect of this world we share, according to Genesis. As we decode, keep in mind the number 5 is the 3rd prime number, and prime relationships are paramount. Creator is 35, Elohim's 35, like we said. Also, for the record, the Washington Monument, which is Osiris's phallus, is 555 feet tall and sits across from the 5-sided pentagon that is 5 floors above ground, with a 5-acre court in the middle. The 5-sided pentagon is also 77 feet tall, and in numerology, 77 is 7 plus 7, which is 14, and 1 plus 4 is 5. Further, the Washington Monument has an extra 111 feet below ground, making the entire unit 666 feet tall, a number you know a thing or two about after Chapter 3. Consider that monument is the symbol of the New World Order, equating to 174 in ordinal gematria. the same as number of the beast. And with that said, let us now transition to the number 6. Number 6. Okay, so 1 is God, 2, time, 3, light, 4, foundation, Father, 5, creation, 5 fingers on your hand, 6, here we are. We've already learned a great deal about the number 6, the first perfect number. Recall, mankind is made on the 6th day, and made in the image of the gods, who are seen as perfect. For review, the word man also sums to 28 in ordinal gematria. I'm going to go inside. I think this rain might be too loud. So recall, mankind is made on the 6th day of creation, and made in the image of the gods, who are seen as perfect. For review, the word man also sums to 28 in ordinal gematria. What is the second perfect number, following 6? To add to your knowledge bank, notice the overlap with man, God, and Adam, using just our base ciphers. So man is 10 in reduction, and 17 in reverse reduction. Adam is 10 in reduction, and 26 in reverse reduction, and he was created in the 26th verse of Genesis. God is 17 in reduction, 10 in reverse reduction, and 26 in ordinal. Connection there between man, Adam, and God. At the same time, consider God gave mankind 33 vertebrae that is connected to the spiritual belief of the Kundalini. As we decode, keep in mind the number 33 and 42 both have numerology of 6, corresponding with the 6th day. People is 33 in reduction, persons 33 in reduction, the people is 33 in reverse reduction, vertebrae is 42 in reduction, mankind is 42 in reverse reduction. 33, 3 plus 3 is 6. 42, 4 plus 2 is 6. So there's connection there. With number 6, people, person, the people, vertebrae, mankind. And there's 33 vertebrae, 3 plus 3 is 6. Also noteworthy, that's interesting, right? Pythagoras had a special belief about the number 6, according to author W. Wynne Westcott, author of Numbers, their occult power and mystic virtues. This special belief was in relation to 216, a number we have familiarized ourselves with. Learning the product of 6 times 6 times 6, or 6 cubed, is 216. Westcott states, according to Pythagoras, every 216 years, all things are renewed on earth, all wrongs made right. In light of the number 216, recall that the 6th planet is Saturn, the keeper of time, and 21 is the 6th triangular number, meaning that if you sum the numbers 1 through 6 together, they equate to 21. Further, in reduction gematria, Saturn sums to 21, just the same as Bible and Jesuit, the latter being the Masonic order within the Catholic Church that is well versed in the knowledge of Kabbalah, the occult meaning of numbers, and the heavens above, which according to them are ruled by Saturn. Later we will uncover the relationships between the Holy Bible, the 6-letter planet Saturn, the planet's relationship with Satan, and Satan's foe, Jesus Christ. But for now, you should be able to grasp the relevance of 6 and 3 in light of 666 and 216. As will become clear, these numbers share a significant relationship, such as how 666 is the 36th triangular number, and how the word six is composed of 3 letters, pairing nicely with the fact that 6 is the 3rd triangular number. Building on that relationship is the number 9, which is the numerology of 36, 216, and 666, each reducing to 9. The number that is 6 upside down, and reminding what Jimi Hendrix once said, if 6 was 9. 36 is 3 plus 6 is 9. 216, 2 plus 1 plus 6 is 9. 666 is 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. Consider the words knowledge and Freemason are 9 letters, equating to 42 in reduction gematria, and 96 in ordinal, which are both numbers reducing to 6 in numerology. In the case of Freemason, it is also 3 syllables, which reminds that Freemasonry is about the pursuit of light and spiritual perfection. On the subject of 3, 6, and 9, a famous scientist and inventor, Nikola Tesla, once said, if you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. After doing a little research, it appears he was talking about the spiritual beliefs associated with numbers, including Kabbalah and Hermeticism, both of which we learn more about in the chapters ahead. So Tesla is 216 in Jewish gematria. Hermeticism is 369 in Jewish gematria. If you do check out the film Pi, you'll notice the protagonist of the film is chasing the number 216, which he learns is important to the stock market. Think about what you learned in chapter 4 regarding the Dow Jones and 666, and also Kabbalah. Alright, recap the numbers. 1, God. 2, time. 3, light. 4, foundation. 5, creation. Now 6, man, or mankind, or people. Like we have 33 like segments in our vertebrae. Now the number 7. The number 7 represents divine completion, and its meaning traces to the story of creation from Genesis, where God completes the world and then rests on the 7th day. Remember, the Bible is truly a story of what is taking place in the heavens above. In this world, on our current calendar, we observe each week as 7 days, with each day of the week being named after one of the 7 luminaries, or what are also known as the 7 classical planets. Those were the Sun, Sunday, the Moon, Moonday, Mars, Tuesday, Mercury, Wednesday, Jupiter, Thursday, Venus, Friday, and Saturn, Saturday. Think about it in Spanish. Sunday, the sun, Domingo. Monday, the moon. Lunes, la luna, the moon. Mars, Tuesday. Miércoles. Oh no, martes. Martes. Mars. Tuesday. Wednesday is miércoles. Mercury. Thursday. Lunes, martes, miércoles. Jueves. Jueves. Jupiter. Jueves with a J. Friday. Viernes. Venus. And Saturday. Sábado. Saturn. It works in Spanish too. So the English language is contrived, created by Freemasons, with knowledge of the numbers behind it, as well as Spanish. Most definitely. And again, Saturn, the sixth planet from the Sun, was the most distant to the ancients. And the 7 luminaries were the objects that could be observed moving in relation to the stars in the sky. The days were named after the planets from the Greek Hellenistic period, using their understanding of astrology, which is still with us today. The Greek names for the 7 classical planets were Sun, Moon, Mars, Aries, Mercury, Hermes, Jupiter, or Zeus, Venus, Aphrodite, and Saturn, Kronos. Kronos, like chronology, like the study of time, which is why Saturn is connected to time, right? Also death and judgment. In time, we're all going to die, right? Other relevance of number 7 from this world we share includes the 7 continents and the 7 oceans. As we will learn in chapter 7, there are 7 base metals in alchemy that correspond with each of the 7 luminaries. And in Hermeticism, there are 7 great principles of Hermes, Thoth, the Greek-Egyptian god of reading, writing, mathematics, and thought, among other things. Even better, there are the 7 notes of the heptatonic scale in music. Heptatonic like Hermes, 7. For some decoding practice, decipher 7 and music with the 4 base ciphers. You should notice overlap in 3 out of 4. So the number 7 reduces to 7 in the reverse reduction and the reverse ordinal ciphers. Now let's check out music. I love music, yo. Let's check out music. It also reduces to 7 in the reverse ordinal and reverse reduction ciphers. Now let's check it compared to the number 7. 20, so 65, 20, and 70. Music and the number 7. Music is divine completion, I'll tell you that. If without music, man, I don't think I would be alive today, I'll tell you that. It's like, I wonder if that's what God created on the last day, he made all this stuff. he made lights, he made water, right? Separated the heavens, he made the firmament, he made the beasts, the birds, the fish, he made man, then he made music. That's in Tom McNamara's creation story. Divine completion right there, number 7. And it matches in Gematria. So, yeah, it does overlap in 3 out of the 4. Also, given the significance of light, it is composed of 7 colors. ROYGBIV, Roy G. Biv, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. In terms of 7 and completeness, the final book of the Bible is Revelation, which is full of number 7 symbolism, including 7 churches, 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 angels, a 7-headed beast, etc. Interesting too, I wrote this. In Zach's book he mentions the 7 Hermetic principles, so I wrote them down here. The 7 Hermetic principles. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender. And Hermetic, I wrote that, oh crap.